save that. Now I'm going to combine these together. I'm going to create a new compound card. So select compound, continue. Now you can click here on this drop down for layout and you can select how many sections. I want to do this 1, 2, 3 section set up like this. And you can control the width and the height of each section and on the bottom section as well. The width is you can't adjust because it's the way it's laid out is going to take up the whole bottom anyways. But you can adjust the heights, and you can also select allow section resizing, so it gives you the option to drag left and right, up and down the edge, the end sides of the windows. But if you want them to be fixed and nobody can adjust them, then uncheck allow section resizing. And a private card. Call it my PC card. And then we're going to go under each section, and I would say always include cards in list. So when you do this drop down, it gives you everything. So cards under, I'm looking for cards under pick list. And I have, let's just take, I want to have just my general pick list card. So I'm just going to select general. So that'll just, general is just a general attribute card that's standard with XA. Now my second window, you see when I don't have include cards checked, I get a much shorter list. All right, so then I'm going to find my pick list ship to card that I made. I'm gonna add that. Now I can include title border. You can edit those titles. And I want to say pick list detail. All right, and then I will select my bottom card here. I'm going to do my pick list items because that has more information on my view and also most likely has more items than a ship to does, more records than a ship to. Include my title border there, and we're just going to call this items. Okay, so there is how that works. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to continue. And now that I have that created, I need to put it on a card file. So I'm going to do customize, card files. I'm going to do new, click the create, and it's going to give me my setup. Now I'm doing this private, so it's going to allow me to add private cards that I created to this. And we're going to call this PL. We're going to call it Workbench just for reference that we recreated the Workbench. You can call it whatever you want. So now I'm going to find my card that I just created. Here's my PC compound card, and I'm going to add that. Now, if you really wanted to have the option to look at the detail in bigger windows, you could add the pick list item list card and the pick list ship to card that I just did onto the same card file. So now I have my card file created. I'm going to save it. I'm going to hit continue. So now I have two options. So from here, I can create a workspace with, say, specific values set up. So I go into customize workspace. I'm going to use an example of one I already have set up. So when I go in, when you look at how it's set up, I gave it a title, I gave it an icon which will show on your application card on the main page. You can assign a presentation scheme depending how you want to use it. You also give the presentation title over here, so and the icon there too. You can add a title message if you'd like to. So just like the list card, you have an initial view, subset, and sort. So these are the view, subset, and sort that I see over here on the pick list workbench, or on the pick list business object, where if I did the drop downs, that's what I would see. And I get the same information here. So I can change these however I want. And then I can also assign an initial card that I want to show up. I can do an object open action. So if I want to open to generate a pick list, if I click on it, or if I want to open pick list items, or I want to do change or whatever else. Say I have a custom business object transaction I created, I can assign that to the open action as well. Now, we also have the feature in Netlink of split view. So we can tell it what split view content to use, what specific card to open on the card on that card file when you click split view, what card to show, um, and then of course you can assign the templates for create, copy, and change here too. That would be the same as if you hit the pencil, the quick change, or the paper or the plus paper to create. So you get a lot of options within a workspace. So users don't have to go in and select a whole bunch of different stuff. It's already set up for them. And then on menus, you can edit and select which items show up on the display menu. So if I right click or I click display up on the top bar, they're the options I get. You can restrict what options, and same for the maintain. And you also have an edit button here for the toolbar. And just like the other one, you can add and remove things from the toolbar, so they're not cluttered as much, or maybe you don't need all these options, or maybe you just want the shipping group to only have 2 options. So that gives you the ability there. All right, so I'm going to cancel out of here since I already have it created. And so I can demonstrate the card files from here. So I'm just going to pick a pick list. Looks like it may have already been shipped. So here's my another card file that I had made it. And yes, I'm redoing the same card file. But let me bring up this card file that we just created. So here's my detail section, my attribute general card. Here's my ship to card and my pick list items card. So as you can see, I can list down through. Now, there's things that you can do, like in this view, I pulled in discrete allocation information, so I don't need a separate allocation card. It would show if it was discretely allocated here. So when it shows allocated, it's allocated. So you can see it does show up there. Now, I do a little checking between with presentation schemes that says, well, if pick quantity and the confirmed quantity on the pick pack ship file match, make it green. If the allocated quantity matches the pick quantity, make that green as well. So that's why those are highlighted green. If they didn't match, it would highlight red. So that's something you can do in presentation schemes. Is a whole nother kit and caboodle. And again, I have my pick list card where I can see just the pick list items. That's the first card we made that shows up down here in the bottom of the screen. And then my ship to card file, which is the same as what we're seeing up here. Now, I can move these left and right and up and down, like I said, depending on what I want to, how much I want to see, or I can lock those, which was the option you uncheck when you created the compound card. So if I continue here, let's take a look at it with split view. So I click the gear up in the top corner, which changes it into split view. And now I have the workbench cascading effect. So let's say I want to put it here. So I'm going to select the next pick list item, and this is going to update as I go through. And like I said, you can, maybe I want to see the item location. I highlight a record, I click the item location here. It's going to open me a new window with the item location in it. And, or for that item, whatever locations in the warehouse have it. So again, all those options are available from within the same thing. So as I click down through, you see they update, and from each of these list windows, it's like being in the individual business object. I can view details, I can maintain stuff. If I have user options, I can do user options. Same thing goes on the pick list items below. You get all of the same display maintain options on a list card as you do from the business object itself. Now, on an attribute card, like this general pick list detail card, you don't get those options. So this is how you replace a workbench in the modern era Netlink with the use of compound cards, list cards, tribute cards, and split view. Thank you for watching.